Back again with another video. I hope you guys checked out my part 7 psychology with Harlem part 7. It's lit and it's getting views and it's getting a bit of some comments. You can go check it out and just enjoy it. So this is your boy Harlem. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone from Circle of Traders and the team. You understand me? I guess, and I pray we all enjoy it. Not to forget that even though it is Christmas, you still need to show up and put in the work. If you haven't analyzed or if you haven't back tested or forward tested the markets, just do it right now before anyone distracts you or before the day turns out to be the best and you're going to end up not doing what's important for you. I'm showing up and I know what's important for me and I know what's prior of me to do. Without further ado, let's just hop in and let's just continue to trust the process. We're going to start off on the NAS, not to waste time, not to make it be too long, not to make it a bit confusing. We're going to keep it simple for our hourly, all the pairs. So we can tell that like on our outlook from the 19th, we was expecting price to have a pullback. Was expecting for price to have a deeper pullback before we can look for continuation to the downside. But price just continued to the downside, giving us some sort of a double top, and price continued to the downside. Looking at current price, we can tell from a push, price is now kind of like moving sideways. You understand me? So from this sideways movement, all I can say is if we get a bullish breakout, we're going to take it from there. And this zone, this sell zone, this daily sell zone, which I indicated, is the very same zone which I believe that we might have a double top from the daily before price continues to the downside. If price breaks to the downside, then we all know that like from our push correction, we're having a continuation to the downside. So from my 4-hour is if price breaks to the upside, we know where we're looking for to take our continuation sells from the daily sell zone. Anticipation of a continuation to the downside with the double top. But if price breaks to the downside, we all know that we're anticipating a continuation to the downside simply by price pushing, correcting, breaking the correction, and continuing to the downside. So from the hourly time frame, so from the hourly time frame, like we said from the 4-hour, price had a push and started moving sideways. So all I can say is we're waiting for either this, or we'll simply trade zones, right? Because we all know that like if you don't get a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout, we simply need to trade what? Zones, support and resistance until we get an actual breakout. So my trade idea is we wait for a bullish or bearish breakout, or we wait for price to have that daily pullback. That's the very same zone we're looking for price to pull back on before we anticipate a continuation to the downside. My hourly is we follow higher time frame HTF as high time frame direction, or we trade support and resistance. Like I said, we're either looking for that 4-hour breakout, for that 4-hour bullish breakout, or that 4-hour bearish breakout, or we simply trade zones. You understand me? If price doesn't break out either to the downside nor to the upside, we trade zones. We just simply trade zones, support and resistance. That's just the simplicity that we have from trading. Let's hop into gold. So looking at gold, I don't have a trade idea on gold, but all I can say is we were looking for price to break to the upside for continuation, but price broke out, started moving sideways and broke back in. So all I can say is right now is I don't have a trade idea. We need to wait for at least the high time frame confirmations, like the 4-hour and the daily time frame. You understand me? Because you can tell that like we have a potential double bottom right there, price pushing to the upside. But if price fails trading above this resistance and fails trading above this those two highs, this double bottom, this double top highs, then I don't know what to say. But at this very same instance, price is kind of like moving like I don't like how price is moving. So I don't have a trade idea on gold. We move. Looking at German 30 right now, even on German 30, we did say that like price did break the lows. Price broke the lows. We waited for retest, anticipation of a continuation. Now that like price failed breaking this intraday support zone, all I can say is right now is if price pushes to the upside and fails to break, we might have a double top from the daily anticipation of a continuation to the downside. But if price continues moving like this, then the only thing I'd say is trade resistance, trade support, trade resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, until we get an actual break up. Understand? So looking at the hourly, so there's nothing for me to say from the hourly time frame in the 4 hour because there's no confirmation for me at the moment. So my trade idea is we wait for confirmation. Price is in intraday range. Like price is moving kind of like moving sideways, right? We wait for what? A confirmation. Either price giving us a double top or price trading above our resistance or price either trading below this intraday support zone. That's the only thing I can say, and that's the only thing I'm waiting for. I'm either waiting for price to do this, to do that, to do this, or to do that. We either break out or we fail to break, we break out or we fail to break. That's my anticipation, that's my take. I'm not looking for much, not looking for less. Looking at US 30, even on US 30, US 30 is more like German 30, right? So all I can say is on US 30, price has been bouncing off this intraday support zone. Price has been failing to trade above this intraday resistance or the neckline of our head and shoulders, right? So what I can say is now, it's obviously like I can simply say if price breaks out, then we anticipate continuations. If price breaks out, we also anticipate continuations. But if price fails to break, we all know what to do. So I kind of like see price trading in like corrections, right? Price is kind of like trying or looking to pull back or give back the gains, or from how price has been moving from the bear move that price had. It's kind of like trying to regain some strength. That's why we're having some sort of corrections, right? So like I say, price has been failing to break this intraday support. Finally, price has been trading above, price has been trading below this head and shoulders neckline. So all I'm waiting for is for a breakout or a fall to break, a breakout or fall to break. And that will be my anticipation, or that will be my take. So looking at the hourly, looking at the 1 hour time frame, so looking at the hourly time frame, you can also tell that like how price is moving, it's a no-go zone. So like I don't have anything to say for the on the moment, but I will follow my 4 hour direction. Like I said, we either wait for a breakout or fail to break, a breakout or fail to break. Understand? We either get a bullish breakout or bearish breakout or fail to break resistance to trade support. Okay, we either wait for a bullish breakout, right? For continuation to the upside, fail to break, we look for what? For that we look to trade what? This intraday resistance, anticipation of price getting to support. If price breaks out of support, it's a continuation to the downside. If we fail to break, we look at trading what? Support, anticipation of price going to resistance. That will also be my take. USD CAD, yeah, like we said on our previous trade idea, on our previous outlook, we don't have a trade idea. Even today, we also don't have a trade idea. Price is moving sideways. So with a sideways move, we're gonna wait for this or that, or we're gonna simply trade support and resistance. So USD CAD, there's nothing for me to say. And like, can I share one thing? If you get now, when trading currencies like USD CAD, like the dollar and the Canadian dollar, if price starts moving sideways, just know that like we either going to lose momentum, we either going to lose what? The dollar momentum, or we're going to lose that kind of, we either going to lose the dollar momentum, anticipation of the Canadian dollar gaining strength, or when price is correcting, we either preparing for what? We either preparing. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. That was just nothing. I was giving someone their car keys because they were too drunk. They couldn't handle themselves. Like I said, if price starts moving sideways when you're trading currency pairs, just know that we're either going to get that dollar weakness and that Canadian dollar strength, or we will get that dollar strength in that Canadian weakness. That's it. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to do. Price is in a sideways movement. If we don't get a bullish breakout or a bearish breakout, let's just simply trade zones. We trade support, we trade resistance, and that will be it. Tesla. Okay, so on Tesla, there's also nothing for me to say on Tesla because you can tell the price has been pushing to the downside, probably for 3 months or 4 now. So all I can say is now, when the doors always go up on Tesla, the stocks always go down on the markets. And I believe that Elon Musk is the one. He needs to hold himself accountable for everything that is going on Tesla and other stocks. Yeah, on Tesla, literally, you understand me? So now all I can say is, from price having a strong push to the downside, we need price to pull back before we can anticipate a continuation to the downside. That's my outlook, you understand me? We need to get that daily time frame pullback, for continuation to the downside. Because if you can check, price has been pushing to the downside impulsively, you understand me? Day to day, day by day, price has been pushing impulsively to the downside. The only thing I would be waiting for is for that lower high for continuation of a new lower low, or for price to just pull back or to exhaust before you can anticipate a continuation to the downside. That will be my take on Tesla. I'm simply waiting for price to have a pullback in anticipation of a continuation to the downside. You understand? Looking at Bitcoin, I don't have a trade idea on Bitcoin because price is moving sideways and I don't love how price is moving. Even on Ethereum, I also don't have a trade idea. How price is moving, that's how price is moving. What you get, it's what you get, bro. You understand me? Okay, so on Litecoin is kind of understandable, right? Because you can tell that price is trading above this major intraday resistance zone, which we've been trading for couple of months ago, understand me? So all I can say is, long as price trades above this resistance, we will hold it. Long as price trades above resistance, we would look at that zone being our intraday support. Long as price trades below that resistance, we all know we're looking for continuation to the downside. That's my take, that's my analysis, and that's what I'll be looking for. Last but not least, we have oil. So on oil, my take on oil, how oil has been moving, bro. I didn't have trade ideas for 2 weeks because there was no trade idea. How price was moving, price was just doing some BS, and price was just playing with me. So I couldn't analyze that much because I didn't want to make things be complicating for myself and for you, my fellow traders and my fellow viewers. But all I can say is, now on oil is price has been moving with higher highs and higher lows in current price, right? So now where we're trading we're having a potential double top. We're having a potential double top on this very same zone. This very same zone right there, right here. We're having a potential double top. So all I can say is, now from a potential double top, we can simply continue bearish if we get a big close on market open, anticipation of a continuation to the downside. But if price breaks this highs, we all know that obviously this was just a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high movement. So oil, all I can say is we're having a potential double top. The only thing I'm waiting for is for price to pull back to the zone, anticipation of a continuation to the downside, because on our intraday support zone, price was trading below until it traded above, didn't come back for retest, anticipation of a continuation to the upside. All I can say is, with this potential double top, price needs to pull back, anticipation of a continuation to the downside. So my trade idea is, we're having a potential double top. We bearish at a big close, bullish above curtain. Once price trades above, we continue bullish, but once you get a big close, we continue bearish. So that will be my take on oil. So this will be my weekly outlook. I know that I didn't break down shit the way I always do. This is kind of it's kind of I'm lazy. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But at the same time, we all know what it is. We look for what we're looking for. We take what we want to take, and we just go about our day. if our setups or if our players don't play out the way we planned them, we don't trade. That's just that simple. But if we get a trade, we execute. You understand me? That's just the power of being a forex trader, bro. You simply need to wait for those trades, be patient, be consistent, be committed, and just enjoy your trading. This is a boy Harlem. This is a boy Harlem. It's Christmas, people. Like it's Christmas. I don't need to bust crazy hours on my laptop. I did back test and I did forward test yesterday with my trading team. And I had to remember you guys on my YouTube that, like, you know what? I have people on YouTube. Let me just give them what they deserve. So that's all I got on this video, man. I'm out.